Something about that just sounds gross.
Or when you actually see it written down, it looks horrible, and like the logo looks horrible. I don't know. I don't understand. But anyway, that's what they're going with. Sony, yay. Every time I say it, it just doesn't roll. It doesn't roll off your tongue.
Yay!
Maybe yeah, I think that's maybe what they want you to do. Yeah, but I guess we don't have to
going the way they're doing. True.
Yeah,
everybody, welcome to episode 94 of Read This Way, Manga News.
94? You sure?
Yeah. We're on the right episode now.
We're on the right one this time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got carried away reading too much manga.
Yeah, we were. Well, you were doing a bit of catch up. I had already read all that. But I'm glad that you covered the ones that I told you to cover.
Yeah, but I also was finishing up other manga as well. I think I'm up to date with Snowball Earth's English release. Oh boy. I would very much recommend everybody go out to your local bookstores and pick up a copy of Snowball Earth, because I don't want this thing to be cancelled. I want an anime with this unhinged man.
Yeah. Yeah, the lot of it that I read is definitely fantastic. It's got some great story beats, intense artwork, really crazy people.
I think you got up to book 4, which was like chapter.
No, I don't think. Oh, maybe it was
20.
Yeah, it was around 20.
This is the cover for number 5.
Nice.
Yeah. Really enjoying it. The stakes have been risen and then risen again in the one book.
It's almost like
the whole planet
in the background just going rise.
The whole planet is now at stake, even more so than it was previously.
I thought it was pretty darn screwed already.
Nope.
No, it gets worse.
It can get worse.
It can get worse.
Okay. It can get worse.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah. How much of Ichi the Witch did you look at, or did you not really look at it much at all?
So I reckon I read about a third of the first chapter, and I was like, not vibing this. Maybe it gets better.
You should give it another crack, I reckon.
Okay. I've heard it's quite popular. A lot of people
really kind of comes into its own when Ichi and the three main characters, essentially. So you've got Ichi the Witch, the best witch in existence, I guess, self-proclaimed, but no one argues the fact. And the most dangerous. So I'll jump into it. A bit later. But for everyone that's already read it, because I mean, we both slept on it for a while. I just finally got around to reading it, and I'm like 8 or 10 chapters in. It's really fun. Unhinged.
I like Unhinged.
It is a little bit slow to start.
Yeah, it did seem that way initially. Like there was a lot going on. Nothing was really explained, and I guess in the amount that I was reading, not a lot was happening as such.
Yeah.
I know. But yes, I will go back and give it another go, because I probably didn't really give it the fair shake that I normally do. Probably because there was so many other things happening at the time.
I admittedly just kind of glossed over it. But now I'm kind of on like a magic fantasy binge. And am practically caught up with Witch Hat from the books that I currently own, and I want more. And it feels kind of like Shonen Jump's answer to Witch Hat Atelier. Like you've got the shoujo and the shonen. They hit in similar beats.
Well, that
but
could be
it's
the
actually it's the from the author of Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun.
Yeah, I don't know if I know that one.
I haven't consumed it myself, but I know all of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not so bad, I guess.
Yeah. There's only like 4 tanks out at the moment in Japan, so it's still relatively early days.
Yeah.
Just quickly going over.
Yeah, because it's only been running for
30 chapters, roughly.
30 chapters. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
What was that, like 8 months, roughly? We do have a couple of cancellations. Mostly covers this week. I am a little unorganized this week, shocking nobody. Yeah, no, actually, there's not much news. Cool. I'm not unorganized. There's just not much news.
That's what it is. I believe you.
Good. Well, we'll start off with Ichi the Witch and Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun. They've got a collaboration illustrations at the moment.
Cute.
Yeah. Ichi gives me straight himbo vibes. Like he is such a dumbass. Heart of Gold, sole focus is just hunting. Just that's it.
Gotta fill that belly.
Yeah. Screw it. Might as well jump into a little bit of Ichi the Witch straight off the bat. So both series are having these collaborative illustrations to commemorate the release of Volume 3 for Ichi and Volume 43 for Iruma-kun.
Is this like a bump up, like a you should be reading this kind of thing?
I think so, but it's like from the author himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same. Just a different post.
So
but they are different magazines though, so that's interesting. But I think they're both under. Hang on, I think they could be both under Shueisha, so it's not like it's a massive earth-shattering event.
Yeah. Not that it would. It's just an art crossover. It's not like it's the end of the world.
Yeah. No, not
but cross promotion like this is a smart move. Taking a long running series to bump a new series. It's a good plan. Hope we see a bit more of it in the future. Instead of just having the mangakas say it in their little recommendations and stuff like that.
Yeah. It is. So it is not. It's under Weekly Shonen Champion, which is published by Akita Shoten, which has done. Oh, serialized works by Tezuka. Blackjack, and I don't. Oh, Baki the Grappler. Don't recognize the other two.
Huh.
Wait, is Baki the Grappler a Tezuka property that's been animated recently? Ish?
That's not his.
That's weird way of phrasing things, Wikipedia.
That's because you're looking at Wikipedia.
I know. Yeah, it
The
doesn't.
internet is
I'm
a
not
lie.
seeing any subsidiaries. Yeah, interesting. Anyway, so Ichi the Witch. You start off their basic sort of fantasy setting. Ichi quite literally will like he's a pretty dang good hunter. He like at the first introduction to him, you get he was trying to hunt the flower god, which is a really big deer that had been terrorizing the local villages. And he quite literally laid in a bed of flowers, completely obscured. And he's like, "Yeah, no, it was kind of easy, except I almost lost it when I got pooped on." Like pretty much right then, I was like, "All right, this is weird," but like in all the good ways. And we start off with some really nice, pretty art. There we go. Stop, computer. God.
Don't you mean go? Go, computer.
Yeah, true. um, and the first maybe 20 pages is all exploring Ichi and his upbringing and what's led him up to this point. So he was dropped off at the mountain with a knife, and a couple of days later, it only occurred to him then that he'd been abandoned, and the knife wasn't for hunting or anything; it was to slit his own throat. And you're like, "Oh, okay, this is juxtaposing the art really drastically." um, and just as he's about to kill himself, uh, a wolf appears, and he surprises himself with how much he really wanted to live. And he has this very I like the mentality or the philosophy he has that distincts between murder and hunting. He refers to it as death for death. So killing something without the intent of eating it or outside of self-defense, that's what he deems murder, and murder is wrong. Everything else, like if you come at him with murderous intent or if he's hungry, fair game. I mean, that seems pretty fair. For like a kid that was dumped into the woods and like this is came to like this conclusion on his own, I feel like that's a pretty good little outlook.
It makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, it wasn't a deer, it was a moose. More of a moose than a deer.
Well, it's a bit of physical difference.
Ah! What is a moose but a big deer?
Okay.
Right? They're kind of the same thing.
I find it
Both got
easier just to agree with
antlers.
you at this point.
Yeah, look, that's fair. You've known me long enough.
Don't need to extend the podcast an extra 15 minutes. Try and
You're like,
convince you moose and deer are different.
And so yeah, he ends up formulating this ideology.
Shrine?
mean, I guess. And then he finds this monstrosity in the woods that he really wants to hunt. And he, side note to the bloodlust thing, if something has been killing slash injuring humans just for the fun of it, they're also fair game. So then we get into the magic side of things. So magic, spelt the normal way, is what witches use, right? However, we also have magics, spelt Magic, and they are literal embodiments of magic with their own consciousness and forms. And in order for a witch to attain magics spelt the normal way, they have to go out and hunt these magics spelt with the J. And that's where everything kind of schmooshes together with Ichi the hunter. So the that's her name. Descaras, the abyssal witch, is sent out to hunt the biggest and baddest of
The magic.
King
With a J.
Ururu. So, I mean, minor spoilers for chapter 1. She almost beats it, except King Ururu cheats. So each magic has a rule that you have to pass. So, for example, King Ururu is you need a witch needs to damage his heart. The thing is with his is that no woman can pierce his heart, and witches are a solely female occupied career path, for lack of a better term. And so just as Lady Descaras is about to be destroyed, in comes Ichi, and he's just got a little knife. and he's been overhearing the whole thing. And so the only thing he says is, "I'm a man."
I love the absolute dire situation she's in, and look at that face.
Yeah, this is where like the dynamic between these three characters is just. I'm literally only reading it for their interactions at this point. They're so good. The interactions are amazing. So Ichi ends up poking King Uroro in his heart and capturing him, becoming the very first male witch, which is meant to be like a 0.0001% chance of it ever happening. Mainly due to his upbringing, having to hunt and everything and all of that. It conditioned his body, maybe? Irrelevant. Tell me that doesn't look cool as hell.
That has got card captor vibe all over it.
Right? I love the design so much. But yeah, like the art is impeccable. The faces that Lady Descaras makes is just mwah. And the magic that King Ururu is amplification magic, which is why everyone's been so desperate to get him for the last 1,000 years. Yeah, Ichi destroys half of the mountain by accident and then passes out for 3 days. So it's a nice little cap. Like, it showcases how powerful he is, but also there's a drawback because he's obviously not used to using magic and all that.
And I guess at this point, she can't kill him and steal the power? Or have they not covered that?
Yeah. Well, also he kind of has a knee-jerk response to bloodlust. So a couple of times, so Uroro being so powerful and old as they are, I believe that's what makes them slightly different to other magics. He kind of becomes Ichi's familiar as this little black blob, which
Hangs around.
This little thing in the corner.
Oh, okay.
It's literally like maybe this big and like sprouts out of his shoulder. And Ichi just like gets the knife and just slices its head off like instantly. And yeah, just the dynamic between the three of them is just amazing. A lot of fun. The pacing's really fast, but in like a really good way. It does not mess around. He
Jumps
gets
from thing to thing.
Yeah, so like they as recompense for all the shit that Ichi has done, destroying half the mountain and then regenerating half the mountain using King Ururu's abilities. So he passes out for nearly a week in total. But like when he uses rejuvenate on the mountain that he accidentally destroys, there's like a massive forest just appears out of nowhere, just springs up. And so Lady Descaris is like, well, shit, we need to maybe go out and hunt another magic as recompense to appease the headmistress. They go and do that. So Ichi then gets another spell that won't knock him out for 3 days. And it's also a little bit of world building. You get to see another magic, and what normally would happen, they turn into like a little crystal with a chant on it that only the person that defeated them can read. But then they can pass that knowledge on to others, circulating that magic to a wider range of people. Or a wider range of women, I should say, because they're the only ones that can do it.
So that means that the magic that they keep tracking down are technically spells.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this is how they create more spells.
Living spells.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. That's cool.
And so idea, because they're essentially the same thing, they're going out and hunting. Ichi's very adept at this. However, while the witches are focused on the magic / spell side of things and thinking up ways to counter it that way, most of the magics are, I can't think of actually, yeah, it'd be anthropomorphized as animals for the most part, from what we've seen so far. So the second one is a lightning fox, and so Ichi hunts it like a normal fox. Uses Lady I keep forgetting her name, Lady Des, as bait, and yeah, takes out the fox. So it's like a really nice juxtaposition. He uses like a lot of what are they, rope traps that there's a special name for it, but I can't.
Well, yeah, I imagine traps. He uses a lot of traps.
Yeah, traps.
Just say traps. It's good.
Ah, man, it's gonna bother me now.
Yeah, you can let that bother you.
I know. Yeah. That's one of the recommendations for today. I'm loving it. I'm nearly, like I said, I think nearly 10 chapters in, just from like 3-4 days ago. It's really
in between
good.
Everything else as well.
Yeah, in between everything else as well. Reading all the weeklies and the other stuff that I'm reading. It's good. It's really good.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Jumping back to news, we've just got some covers. We've got
nice.
Embers.
You haven't read that for a while, have you?
No, I haven't. I just realized I was like, "What's this?"
It's a soccer
it's the
ball.
panel for the soccer ball. Yeah, I get it. It
It's
took
a
me a second, but I
soccer
got
manga.
there.
Yeah. It's still doing the same thing as it was before.
Cool.
Yeah.
You been keeping up to date?
Kinda. I mean, it's an easy flick through. Even if I do miss a chapter, I feel like I haven't missed a chapter.
Yeah. We've got Centuria having volumes 1 through 4 being reprinted, which is always a good sign.
Oh, nice. I guess they're going to keep going then, if they got reprints going.
I hope so. Please, I can't. I will be so emotionally destroyed if this gets cancelled.
Is this got an English release?
Not physical yet, no. Trust me, I've been checking almost every time I go into work. I'm like, Centuria, give me the... Dang it.
Give it to me.
Give it to me. Blue Box is going on break next week. Nothing really much to say about it. That's just... Yeah.
Not really, no.
Sidcraft, Love is a Mystery, Volume 2 cover. This is the one that was We Never Learn? Yeah, I think that... It's the...
Yeah, I think so.
The mangaka's other...
Previous work, yeah.
Yeah. Hima 10, Volume 4 cover. Looks horny as hell.
Hima 10. Yeah, I can't remember that one. Or do I? Is it still going? Oh, it's the first. It's the first volume. So let's see if it keeps up. I'll be surprised if it keeps going, to be honest. But prove me wrong, people. It's still getting a few readers.
Before where is it? Slam Dunk will be receiving its first digital edition ever.
I did see that written somewhere because it hasn't been available. So if you've read it digitally, you've read fan scans.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because it's basically one of the most popular manga to exist.
Worldwide or just Japan? Or a bit of both?
A little bit of both. I think mainly in Japan more so.
Yeah.
But it is a pretty big series overseas as well. I think it strikes up pretty big in Europe as well.
Right.
Yeah. Ooh. That's nice.
It looks nice. It's Ichi the Witch. What did I do with it?
Man, look at that hair.
Interesting. So this one is a bit of an oddball. Marginal OL Kirigiri Giriker will be getting a short light anime adaptation starting on May 28th.
What exactly is a short light anime?
Don't know. The series will be released for 32 chapters on its official Twitter and TikTok accounts.
Is this going to be like one of those gag series where they do like 3-minute episodes?
Maybe.
And they play them like ad breaks between TV shows.
Maybe. I don't know, man. I honestly have no idea what a short light anime means. So watch this space, maybe?
Maybe we'll keep an eye on it and see what it actually is.
Yeah. Close. One that I was looking to get back into will be ending shortly, which is a little bit sad. But before I jump to that, our cover and lead color pages in the next Jump issue will be Jesus. Not Jesus.
Jesus? That's a secret. Jesus Friends. Jesus and Friends. Isn't that a popular series?
Yeah. We got Ichi the Witch. Kill Blue.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Maybe. Actually, I don't think that is. No, I don't know what that is. So I think this is a new one shot. So
though it has the number 3 on the front of it.
I know. So it's it's Shinobi Undercover. That's what it is.
Yeah. Okay. There it is.
10?
Shinobi Goto.
Oh yeah, I see it now.
Yeah.
Hima 10, and then there's also going to be a new one shot by Sako Kento, who has worked on
something
such works as Maku-chan, God of Destruction. Nailed it.
Good work. So well prepared.
I know.
That one.
Yeah. Oh, they were only an assistant on this one though. So these are some one shots that they've done.
Nice.
Yeah. One Piece Netflix live action will be making a major announcement next weekend.
I think it's
One
Piece season 3 announcement.
Yeah. Wait, season 2's not even out yet.
No, but they would be starting to wrap it up, wouldn't they?
I believe filming's already done. Filming's been done for a while. They're doing post-production because we covered.
They'll probably be announcing.
Actually,
principal for the third season.
Release date, new season, or new showrunner. Because we did cover the previous showrunner leaving like a couple of months back now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably an announcement for a new showrunner / release dates for season 3. I saw something on it earlier today. I didn't delve into it though.
Could be a new trailer showing off Chopper. Because we still haven't seen what Chopper's going to look like in the live action.
Because they're scared.
I would be too.
Hella scared.
God, I do not envy them the undertaking that they've taken on. Especially now that the showrunner's pieced. And he was like a big factor in like making sure everything was in line with Oda and whatnot. So
yeah.
But I mean, a lot of the cast has also been in that same boat and are pretty tight with Oda now, in saying that actors don't necessarily dictate what Netflix does with shows. Henry Cavill. So yeah, no, could go anyway.
Look, the show keeps going without the actor. Funny that.
Only for one other season until it gets cancelled.
Didn't it do 2 extra?
I think it's only 1.
Yeah.
I could be
wrong. Stopped watching after the first season, to be honest.
Season 2 wasn't bad, and then as season 3 was just about to drop, I think, was when everything happened with Henry basically leaving because the showrunners were being dicks and wanting to do their own story with an IP that wasn't theirs.
This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do our own thing.
Then why didn't you just do that to begin with? Instead of piggybacking off The Witcher? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
because
Why go to all that trouble?
It's a property that's already popular, so just piggyback. This is how they do things now. Everything has to have a
But the
following.
amount of money that they would have had to drop on getting the IP just to then burn it to the ground. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, back on topic. Insect Girl by Kanya Aki will be ending in 2 more chapters, with chapter 32.
Did you keep up with that at all?
No, I didn't. I read like 3 chapters, thought it was kind of interesting, and then kind of forgot about it.
Yeah.
And
It was
this is one of the ones I wanted to get back into, but now it's ending, which is upsetting. Not sure whether or not it's a cancellation, but it could
be. Most likely.
Looking at the comments, I have to agree with the top comment saying that I'm just glad that Mad and or Centuria didn't get the axe. So if this is a sacrifice, unfortunately, this is one that I'm willing to make.
I could not understand, like flat out would not understand why Mad would get cancelled or Centuria. Neither of those would make any sense. They both have solid like fandom.
Now that they've had a lot more like people, other mangakas recommending it and stuff, and that surge of people coming, I don't think they're in any danger, but man, we've been wrong before.
Yes, we have.
Man, I still miss Ginker and Luna. At least we've got Otier to fall back on.
Yes.
Now I didn't read this one at all. I don't know if I think we might have got it. This is a hang on, not sharing it. This is Kunigai, Okuni University Art Department Film Program.
No, we didn't get this one.
We didn't get this one? Okay.
No, I'm pretty sure. I think I remember the announcement happened to say it was going to happen, but it never showed up on our list. I don't think.
It kind of, subject matter is going to give me Tenmaku cinema vibes, but it feels. We did get it?
We did.
Oops.
Yeah, we missed it. Man. 27 chapters.
That looks kind of cool. It looks like an older demographic version of like Tenmaku cinema. Is like kind of what it's giving me. A little delinquenty, but that could just be my stereotyping.
You know what? I did start reading this.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Made an impression?
It was fascinating. Because it's a broad stroke look at there's always someone better than you. But only in the eyes of others. So the MC basically, enters a high school level film competition.
Yep.
And his gets like big applauds and all that sort of stuff, but the award goes to another guy who does like a real artsy piece, and he's like, I don't get it. I don't understand. I didn't understand what he did or why they chose him over me and all that sort of stuff. And he goes on to basically be at all the awards and stuff he goes to in the future, and he always wins out on the competitions. And then the MC tries to be more like the guy who's winning all the competitions, but then they end up calling him a copycat and stuff like that. And it turns out that the guy who's winning all the competitions actually keeps going to these competitions because he really likes the other guy's films.
Oh, they're just bros.
And just he wish he could make movies like that guy, whereas the other guy is like, I just want to get the
win
accolades that this guy is
Yeah.
getting. Yeah, so it becomes kind of like this interesting mix between two guys in the same world who think differently. But yeah, it's
how much of it did you read? Do they end up becoming bros and like working on something together? Because that'd be cute.
I believe that's what the whole series is about.
Cool.
Is these two chilling out together.
I
Well,
like the title, like, or the subtitle, the joy of creation, the agony of production.
yeah,
Encapsulates it pretty well.
it does. It does.
Yeah.
You know, the conception and the idea of creation is wonderful. Production is always terrifying and awful.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Just in the comments section, I found someone saying if you like filmmaking manga, they recommend Umiga Hashiru Endroll. It's about an older woman getting into filmmaking school after her husband's death. It looks pretty neat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice illustration.
So I'm going to put that in the chat because I have no idea where you can find that one. That's just a random internet find.
We love those. I love finding things that way. I often find movies and anime through music.
Yeah.
I'll be listening to something and I'm like, what's that from? And it'll be from, I watched a 1958 French film the other day. Yeah, I know. I'm just like, what the hell? It's like a new wave French film because I heard a song from the soundtrack, and the soundtrack was done by Miles Davis. And it's just like the entire soundtrack is Miles Davis doing hardline noir, trumpet, saxophone, piano kind of music all the way through. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic soundtrack. It's called Elevator to the Gallows.
All right.
Yeah.
I did actually miss two things with news. Sucker Murder cover. And the current cover for Jump.
Oh, wait, did we see him come back again recently?
Who?
Was that the guy who turned up like last minute? The arrow guy? I didn't even notice. A couple of chapters ago when Hammer Guy and the girl we thought was dead, Osagi, when they were escaping and they were running out, and there was a guy just standing there.
I don't recall.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to look. You keep going. It's gonna throw me.
We got a really nice double page art spread by Erda with a new maid cafe, one of the rip-off cafes. Is really nice spread. Witch Watch got a color page along with Kane Banashi.
Nice. Always looks so relaxed, the Kane Banashis.
Kill Blue, and that's all. That's it for news. All done. Told you there's not much. See, we haven't even hit the hour mark, and we've already done news and a recommendation.
Yeah, look, that's a record. It's got to be.
I know, right? So, the one that I didn't get to finish before today's show was Magical Girl and the Narco Wars. Keep wanting to insert drug in there somewhere.
Yeah, you kind of do. This is Drug Wars.
Every time.
Drug Wars.
It's really heavy, but like also something about it also kind of feels a little light and bubbly. Maybe it's just because they refer to the drug as candy, which apparently is more addicting and gives you a higher high than heroin or fentanyl.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So like, hang on. Share this page. I probably got about halfway through. It was pretty good. But yeah, a bit dark.
Jesus.
We also start off with a magical girl literally hunting down a Yakuza member and disemboweling him. You see him later. He's been disemboweled and like part of his skull's missing and he's got brain matter leaking out. So you do get a content warning immediately with this one.
Yeah.
Not just for drug use.
So I guess the question is, are magical girls real or is she just a nutcase?
Nah, I mean, I think they're real. Look at her eyes is all I get. Maybe
might be all in her mind. It's all about who's telling the story, I guess.
Yeah, so it's hard to see. But hang on, can I zoom?
They got like stars in her eyes.
Yeah, so she's got like black cross and then a like yellow vertical cross. Yeah. They're the same, aren't they? One going like this and one going like this.
I can see it.
Okay. I don't know, man. What if someone's not visually looking? Yeah.
Well, I guess that's their problem, isn't it?
True.
And I'm sure you illustrating that the cross goes this way and this way physically on screen.
Shut up! I didn't think about that, all right? That was for you.
Okay, I accept it.
But yeah, it's a fun little series so far, and it's kind of scratching that delinquent itch, even though it's older. But yeah, it's the Yakuza are on a bit of a decline at the moment. The main character, so the main family's like up here, and then like 5 families down, and he's a subordinate in one of the subsidiary families. And their head was the one that got assassinated by the magical girl. That's about all I got. Oh, and also the candy sells for like 20k a pop and or 20,000 yen, so like $200 roughly.
20,000. Yeah, 200.
They did give a rough comparison earlier.
Yeah, it's about 200.
Because they were like, oh, we're down 3,000 yen. Sorry, 300,000 yen, which is roughly 3k. So yeah, it'd be yeah. I haven't done the conversion for a little while.
Yeah, you just moved the decimal point to 2 places.
Yeah, but that's to American, so it's then double that for Australian.
I don't think it's that bad, but yes.
Wow. because 100 yen's approximately 1 USD.
I
And
mean,
I
I
haven't
would.
checked our conversion rate, so it's about 1.5 American usually.
Dude, money
I
does
know,
this.
I
You
know,
know,
it's not real.
no, it's not. We just
It's
agree
not.
to existence. We just agree to its existence.
Uh-huh.
But we can always argue what is actually real.
A lie agreed upon. Trojan X dropped just before the show.
Yeah.
Well, at some point today, in between me reading Chainsaw Man in the morning and this afternoon. That was incredible.
It's I find it absolutely amazing the way he weaves comedy into serious situations. Like it
Yeah.
just it
And it
it's
works too. Like
completely
it has a
unnecessary.
narrative through line.
It
I'm still I'm still hell bent on saying
it was a
that was
mistake on
an
that
art
one
error.
panel.
Yeah.
Mistake on that one panel, and he's carried it through and just
Yep.
snowballed it. And
Mhm.
I think that could very well be the case. I don't think it was intentionally done initially.
I hope that that's the case.
And it's just become this little gag that's run through to
His
where we are now.
clothes changed so drastically in this one chapter.
Just watching him
Everyone
jump up
else
in this first chapter and well this recent chapter, he's like in a crop top.
that says Yamato Mori on it. So that's their uniform now because
Yeah.
of time manipulation.
Yep.
Oh man, I love the dialogue that Sora was saying. Like everyone's like, "Oh my god, he's basically a god now," and she's like, "No, he's still just a human. No
Yeah.
matter how crazy our powers get, he's still just a human."
Yeah.
Which is a nice grounding for the villain, I guess, because he's doing some pretty absurd shit at the moment
He's stitching time and space.
to make an embryo
Yes. To cook his
uterus.
dead wife from a uterus.
Oh
Yeah.
man, it's so
Way
confusing, but in
yeah,
such a cool way.
the way he described it, I guess he had to describe it that way in order to make it kind of make sense. Layers,
Well,
it's layers, man, like an
hmm,
onion.
I'm wondering if it's not necessarily s- specifically his dead wife that he's going to be birthing. I think it's the future where she's
The
alive.
the alternative variation of
Yeah.
what
Like
time
I'm
it is.
wondering if it is like just a person's gonna pop out or this thing's gonna
No,
unravel
I
and
think
it's gonna
it's
change the
gonna
whole world.
change the whole world, yeah.
Yeah. So like that's where I'm kind of at. I'm like, what scale are we going with here? But the I've forgotten is what's the entity that's actually behind everything? The new A. The new A
Hmm.
mask or whatever. Wait, is that right?
The guy's brother. Yeah.
No, the monster behind the guy's brother. Have you been glossing over that point?
Maybe.
Um, we did also get a gorgeous,
First page.
a gorgeous panel, like first page. Where is it? There it is. Which, upon further inspection, is a girl taking a piss.
Now before you go,
um,
well, why would someone do that? It is within the context of the comic.
but only barely because he made it so.
He's got a little bit of a fetish.
Uh, I don't. Yeah, I don't even know if I remember who this character is.
Yeah, she just kind of. I don't remember her at all,
I
unless
thought
she
it
was in
was
a
the
chapter like
hyena chick,
50 chapters ago.
but it's not.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't sure who she was.
The
But I was just
There
taken by
was
the composition. It's just a beautiful cover.
it
It
really is.
it
I
probably
showed my
won't
partner,
make it as a cover.
and they're like, "Oh, I just thought they were wearing knee-high boots." I'm like, "Nah, that's
Yeah.
her pants pulled down."
And look, admittedly, when I first saw it and when I sent it to you, I thought the exact same thing. And the reason is because I was viewing on my phone. It was a very small image, and I was just like, "Oh, they're just wearing tights and knee-high boots." And then you send it back, and you're just like, "She taking a piss?"
Well, I like was looking at it, I'm like, "Damn, it's really good." And I'm just like scanning the whole image, and I'm like, "She's not wearing pants. She better take a dump." That was where my head went. And then I flicked it to the very next page. I'm like, "Oh, nah, she needs to pee." That's her there. And yep, no pant. Yep. Yeah.
It was an excellent chapter though.
It
Bit
was
short
really
though.
good. Was it?
Yeah. No, I just read it really quickly.
Yeah.
It's been a few weeks, so I think I was just a bit hungry. No, I was 39. So a pretty standard chapter for him.
Yeah, it is Nue. Nue. Which is like the entity that kind of went into him, giving him the ability to steal things, which is why Ellie's kind of like, "Oh, that's like my power. Am I related to this?"
Wait a minute.
And he hasn't gone back to that. I suppose it was only a couple of chapters ago, but still.
Look, I gotta ask the question at this point, right? So if he was to remake reality, nobody would remember.
Well, I wonder if the people that got sucked in, if they will remember.
Well, they'll probably die.
Previous. Well, that's what he's planning on, right?
Well,
Like,
after the way he treated the
his
dude,
brother.
his brother.
I
Man, they
mean, we
were
don't.
some nice impact panels.
The whole thing's glorious.
Yeah.
So this could just be like the whole times being manipulated with it's not even really an art inconsistency, but I mentioned this to you when I was reading it. There was one page in particular where I've forgotten his name again. It's not Sandeek, it's the other one. The brother, the villain at this point, essentially.
Yeah.
He's taken off the mask, and you can see. Oop, there it is. You can see his the eyes here, and they don't really match up with the next panel where he's got all of the eyes. I dig both designs. And the initial one does kind of give me a bit of like Sukuna from JJK vibes. So maybe that's why it shifted. But
Wait.
I don't know.
Wait for a second though.
Mm-hmm.
The mask that he's pulling down is different as well.
Yeah, you are right. I don't know what's going on anymore.
So maybe that's from something else. I don't know what's happened there. Maybe it's stuff mishmashing, bishbashing together. Man, I love his AI. I love his AI hands. I wonder if that's where he got it from.
That's too many fingers. I didn't even notice. I was too busy focused on the eyes.
How could you focus on the eyes when look at all those fingers?
Nah, I was too busy trying to figure out what was going on because I'm like, there's no stitches on his face. He doesn't have the cross, and he's got so many extra eyes, and the eyes are different. So yeah, That was the only thing that kind of took me out of it.
Yeah,
I'd say,
huh? I would say that the panel on the right there is the original entity that's taken him over.
More than likely, that would check out.
Sorry, the baby.
Yeah, I missed Arthur being there.
The
Until
dude with the jetpack in the background. What was with the jetpack squad?
I don't know. Well, I mean, they were there at the initial infiltration.
Yeah.
But everything's been redesigned now, so
it's just
I did also really like this retreats page. That was so funny.
Had the stitches. It's really enjoyable.
Yeah. Enough gushing over girls peeing in the forest.
Let's talk about why you love time travel so much.
That doesn't actually. You don't even see her pee in the chapter, which I suppose is good. And that sounds weird when I said it, but
not like you're disappointed or anything, but
no, man, I'm getting out of this hole.
Move along.
We're gonna talk about the time travel thing.
Yeah, let me throw you a rope.
Thanks. I already hung myself with it. Where is it?
It's like way back now.
Is it a bi-weekly?
Oh, I don't know. It's just brand new. We'll find out.
I've forgotten the title again.
It is.
I'm sure if I just write time. Yeah, there it is. God of Time. I'm like, time should be enough. I'm pretty sure that's somewhere in the title.
It was sufficient.
This, so far, is my new favorite series. Time travel and fucking around with time travel. That's my shit right there. Love Steins Gate, and it's given me Steins Gate vibes, but more magical than science.
A much cuter version of Steins Gate.
You sure about that?
Oh, look, it got a little sketchy towards the end there, but it was still pretty G-rated compared to what Steins Gate does.
Yeah, potentially.
Potentially.
We'll see going forward. I feel like this could get really dark.
I hope to goodness it gets real dark and real murdery, but I don't know how murdery it will get. Or whether they're just gonna.
I think there was a content warning on this one too.
Yeah, there was like a bully warning at the start, wasn't there? Is it a bully warning?
Oh! Sorry, I just saw a spin-off that I remember seeing when it dropped and being like, oh, I don't even know what that is. But now I've seen the main series. Now I'm like, oh, more summertime rendering? Yes, please. I have to have a look at that.
Speaking of more time travel, so much more time travel.
Dude, summertime rendering is really good. This is the most recent time travel stuff that I have consumed. Back to this. So this is from the author of Shoujo Null.
Wow. Is all I can say is...
Well, there was no content warning on this one.
Huh. That is mind-boggling.
Yeah, right?
Same, like, artist?
Same
and
author.
theme?
Let me check that.
I was about to say, it can't be the same artist. Okay, that's right. Like I would have been. That is miraculously beautiful progression, but the style's so vastly different. But this look. I had nothing against Shoujo no. I thought it was actually quite an interesting
Yeah,
and smart series.
I
I
got a
just
fair
didn't
chunk
pick up the fandom.
in. Yeah, I think I can't see how many chapters there are on because I'm not logged in, and it's now paywalled because it's finished.
Yeah.
Shoujo. Hang on, I'm being distracted. The illustrator has worked on. Let me just consult my. Wow, it. They have a distinct style.
Yeah.
I really dig it though, and it kind of leans itself similar to like Ties. Wait,
Like a clean version of Tyson 5.
yeah, Taisen
Yeah.
5 did Tokopi, yeah.
Yeah.
I got stuck on Ichinose family. I'm like, hang on a minute. That wasn't that. No, Taisen did do Tokopi.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit more cleaner and refined. Maybe Chibiya?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
the eyes are bigger.
But it's
Wait, can I not?
it's already giving us a Tyson style story in the sense of its sort of mystery.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's kind of the vibes I'm getting. Like Tokopi's more so than Ichinose, but
Yeah.
wait, yeah, Shoujo. No, that's what I was looking for.
33 chapters.
33. Oh, you already looked. Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate.
no,
But I don't think it's exactly 33 because I think they
had a
had
couple extras.
yeah, special chapters, extra. Yeah, because it's like with all the extra stuff, it looks like it's 54, 53. Yeah, 54.
Yeah.
Around there.
Yeah.
But for the main story, yeah, 33 chapters.
Right. Well, give us a rundown what the series is all about now that we've finished gushing about the art and the author. Or do you?
Here. I don't know how. Well, obviously, so it's not revealed at all, but I feel like it's glaringly obvious that the dad had the ability first.
Yes. Yeah, they did. They did not just touch on that. They were pretty obvious about that.
Glaringly obvious, not
Yeah.
blaringly obvious.
Same.
I think I was going to say blatantly and smooshed the two words together. Anyway, so it starts off, young MC. Oh, he's got the little alfalfa dicky hair bit. I didn't
Yeah.
notice that. He does. I don't think he has that when he's older, does he?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does. Yeah, he's got it.
Man, I am so fucking
See, there it is.
observant. So he has artistic. I nearly said autistic.
Yeah.
although,
Struggling.
although,
Considering
this
his
man's
obsession.
hyper focus.
Yeah.
His dad's a painter, and he disappears and rocks up 3 days later as a mummified corpse. It then proceeds to tell you what the criteria for a mummified corpse would be, and it shouldn't happen in 3 days. And then we skip to him being in his first year of high school, and as he's riding to school. He's gushing about the cutest, most popular girl in school who just so happens to like the same anime as him. And dude almost gets truck cooned. And so by definition, we have one of the strongest characters as an MC because they stopped truck coon.
You think he might have been isekai if hit?
He was gonna be isekai, man. That's the rules.
That's how it works.
I'd love to take credit for that, and I did think about that when I was reading it. But like all the comments in the section at the end of the first chapter is like, "Whoa, she's so powerful! She stopped Truck-kun. Bro was about to be isekai and Goku over here." So she has a magical stopwatch that she found. It also kind of has a little bit of Death Note-y vibes, just with the instructions on the God of Time's magical item. God, her eyes really are like 90% of her face, aren't they?
There's no nose. No nose. It's just mouth and eyes.
Huh.
Something else
depends on the panel, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Okay, I didn't really... It's literally just a bit of shading for the nose, for the most part. But for the most part of it, like, it's very slapstick rom-com.
Yeah, slice like straight off the bat, it's definitely a slice of life. Super cute rom-com style environment until you get those hints of him being bullied.
Yeah.
A little bit further along. So.
And even then, like, I'm not to minimize his bullying. It was pretty subpar for like bullying in a darker series that we've seen.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, I stole your shoe. Ooh.
Until we get to the later bit when they're on an excursion, and the whoa, chill out. I don't know what happened there.
You lost it, man.
So the bullies ferry him to a section where they are clearly not meant to be, and like it's very well telegraphed. I feel that that's the better way of saying it was very obvious what was going to happen, because there was a big sign saying "Do not go here, danger," and they're on a cliff face. It's pretty like big warning sign that this was going to be a red flag. And this was the part where I'm like, okay, these bullies are getting a little bit too big for their britches now. And
someone's going to get hurt.
While it was kind of lighthearted before with like, yeah, it's shit and they should really not be doing it, this could end in serious injury.
Slash death.
Yeah. Nah, I've watched the beginning after the end. They'll be fine.
That's my concern. You have watched that.
I'm up to date too.
Oh, no. I can't bring myself
to. The animation doesn't get any better.
Oh no.
I'm kind of intrigued by the story, but I think that was just me having a fantasy itch.
Yeah. Much better fantasy to be had.
I ended up jumping into the Wheel of Time, which has now been cancelled. Like 2 days after I had started watching season 1.
Ah, so this was your fault. Okay. I was really looking forward to that next season.
Oh man, I was like, of course it is. They're like, oh look, nah, Brad started watching it. Axe it.
Time to cancel. Yep.
I actually been hearing a lot of. I know I'm going on a bit of a tangent here. I've been hearing a lot of good things about season 3, and I did drop season 1 very hard because it made a lot of interesting choices, especially in the beginning.
Hmm.
To get through season 1, I had to really, really try hard to turn off my brain that was like, the books are different.
And here,
and
me,
like, no,
someone who hasn't read the books, is just like, hey, this is cool.
I'm just like, no, don't think about it. Production wise and acting wise, and even like some of the scripting of like how much they've condensed, it was pretty good. It still hurt me a lot, but it wasn't terrible. And after what I've heard of like the course correction for season 3, I was getting hyped because they'd planned for 8 seasons. And yeah, not anymore. And shortly after that, The Witcher got cancelled officially as well.
Oh yes, yeah.
I feel really bad for all the actors and production that isn't the showrunners and writers on that series.
I feel bad for the actors. Production guys get paid regardless. All the pre-production stuff gets paid for.
Yeah, but like costume designers and set designers, like all of that side of stuff, people that clearly were really invested in bringing the world to life, like yeah.
Oh yeah,
But,
people who actually
yeah.
wanted to do it. Yeah, I see what you're coming from.
Yeah. The showrunners and the writers that were just like, no, let's do our own thing. They can go fuck themselves. But yeah, that's my stance on the current streaming of fantasy.
Yeah, it needs to be fixed.
It really doesn't give me any hope of seeing a Brandon Sanderson thing turned into getting an adaptation for 2 reasons. The biggest one being he doesn't trust people with his properties because of what's been happening in the fantasy series, especially in streaming services. I guess we'll see. Anyway, back on topic. I really, really dig this first chapter. I don't want to give too much away because I did like that last couple of pages and the impact
and look,
that it has.
There's a few little twists and turns through the chapter, which is good, and it keeps you really interested, and the pace is good. Doesn't hang on anything too long. Even the bullying scenes and stuff are just like 1 page, so they don't hang on them at all.
We'll talk about it again next week. Give you guys a chance to read it, and then we'll talk about. Actually, the next chapter should be out by then too, I think.
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed. They're weekly, but you never know. Could be bi-weekly. Or they could have Kaiju's release date. No. Whenever we feel like it. We're one of the biggest titles in the world. We can do what we want when we want.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, it literally comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, nice. Cool. Nice.
It is weekly.
Excellent. Cool. Even better.
Yep.
There we go. So go get some super cute time travel shenanigans into you.
How many pages? Yeah, it's about a 70 page read, roughly.
Yeah.
I will just briefly skirt around. I love the reaction that the characters had to the thing that happened. because that is a very natural response.
Oh yeah, the characters behave in very, despite the wondrous concept that they're under, they act in a childish manner. Like,
well, I mean, what, they're 14?
14, 15? No, 14, 13.
13, 14? That's roughly year
High school.
7, isn't it?
Yeah, high school's 13. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
15.
Yeah. Can you tell it's been a while?
One second.
You're closer. You have kids. You should know.
Which wait, were they going to high school? Because they've got the American system, remember?
That's right. They've got junior high, yeah. Yeah, they're going to high school, so
that'll be like
15, 16?
16, I think. I want to say 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
15.
Okay. Righto. So they're 15. Right.
That makes a bit more sense. They don't look like they're that young.
No.
Like, they don't look like they're literal 12 going on 13. And I mean, it's only a couple years, but there's a lot of growth in those couple of years for kids.
Yes.
This is sounding weird the longer I'm explaining myself. Can you give me another rope? I think I hung myself again.
Tie this one to your legs. You can pull down harder. Right. Well, if we've finished recommending that one, we can talk about the one that I super duper enjoyed.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
You also super duper enjoyed.
No, I didn't like it. It was too short. I needed more.
The shut-in, was it the shut-in goes out? Is that
the shut-in steps out?
Steps out. The shut-in steps out.
I love this cover. It is so beautiful.
It is the sole purpose that I opened it was because of this cover. It just looked fantastic, and it reminded me so much of the Berserk little eggs that they have, the little red eggs they have in Berserk with the faces on them that scream. The Destiny eggs. You know what I'm talking about. Nope. Oh, you've seen the anime though.
No, I've always heard that the animes are terrible, so I haven't bothered. So I was just like, I'll read it eventually.
Okay. Well, they have these little eggs in. Oh, I'm not even going to explain it. That's the reason why I opened it.
Are they like little Daramas?
I'm not. Oh, no. Are they those weird bouncing heads?
That's a Pokemon.
Not the word you were looking for.
The Daramakas are based on. Yeah, it's a Daruma. These ones, hang on. These things.
Oh yeah, the ones with the
these things.
The white nut. Yeah, no, different to that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Moving along.
So this one is about a shut-in who has been living with his mum in their house, and we start the story with.
Bless you, Mom. Oh,
yeah.
so lovely.
So we start the chapter with his mother's death. With him coming out to complain about using like softener in the towels or some shit like that. Yeah, it's lavender fabric softener and nothing else.
It doesn't smell like lavender. What the fuck?
Yeah. He's like, oh shit, Mom.
I also the way I saw that was like he was a giant and she was super tiny.
Yeah, they probably shouldn't have dropped his feet down to that next panel. Didn't really need to.
In saying that though, it does portray how big he is, because he's not a small boy.
Yeah,
he is chunky. Like not just
fat. He's
actually, yeah. Look at his legs. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. He's a strong guy.
He's a sumo essentially. Like
Yeah.
they make reference to it a couple of times in the one shot.
Mainly due to his top knot. So he discovers his mother's dead, and then the next few pages are funeral sort of environments where his uncle like punches him in the face.
I was like,
He's
dude,
just like a worthless
chill.
piece of shit.
It's like he's not
Like it's actually
he's not
the thing is,
Rudy.
well, this is the thing though, is that's the collected mental portrayal of what a shut-in is someone who was completely useless, couldn't look after themselves, chose not to live life, and was dead weight on their
Well, yeah,
parents.
they're a drain on society essentially.
Yeah. Whereas this guy is
screw you, whatever trauma or anything you've had.
yeah.
You're not what's the there's a Japanese like a term for like the collective and the collective mentality and
It's called the
not
Borg.
breaking. It's called the what?
The Borg.
Essentially. Yeah. You derailed me. Now I lost it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like all around that sort of mentality.
Yeah, mentality. So him being him, decides to then take control of his own life. So from this point, the fact that he then goes out and finds a job and puts himself out there proves to me that the reason he was a shut-in was not for the reason everybody thought. And here's another picture of him cooking, and you're just like, well, wait a minute, shut-ins aren't, frying pan kind of people. They're more like instant noodle kind of people. So there's a lot of little notes here in these early pages that
you could have sold it to me if you had just said big yokai. I would be like, done.
I didn't want to tell you anything.
No.
I didn't want to tell you anything about it. I wanted you to come into this thing completely blind.
I trust it.
Yeah. And seeing this yokai on like the 4th page, you're just like, whoa, wait a minute. What the hell? Has he got like some sort of evil spirit torturing him or something? But no, turns out that he just happens to live with spirits in the house. And this is where gremlin, it really grabbed me.
This little gremlin right here.
It's like a mini Shrek.
He's the little unhinged one of the lot of them.
There's some weird little creatures.
I just noticed he's got 2 mouths. That's kind of gross.
No, it's a nose. It's not a mouth.
What?
That's the middle bit's a nose. The bottom bit's a mouth.
Nah. How is that a nose? That is clearly a smiley face.
Yeah, it's meant to look like a smiley face. He's got teeth on the bottom.
Yeah. People can have more than one mouth, Logan.
Yeah, prove
it's 2025.
You have more than one mouth.
Thanks for your they never actually go into why he was a shut-in.
Well,
specifically,
look, you can tell. And this is an absolute masterclass in comic book paneling right here. Just these 2 pages cover so much information so quickly. It's phenomenal. This kid leaves for school with confidence. He heads to the next year level up looking not so confident, and then next year level up he's completely defeated, and the year after that he's not going back again. So it's a broad illustration of just how,
and it definitely seems to be the trend that it's some form of trauma in high school.
Yeah.
Nearly every single one of them.
90% of the time.
Yep. I even think actually I think Welcome to the NHK might have been different, because I think he was a university student.
Okay. Well,
it's gone back a while now. Yeah. God, I love
Uh,
Welcome to the NHK.
Depression Central. Yes. So I love that the image we get there with him in his suit and his top knot and walking off to get a job.
He's chomage.
Off to a what kind of shop is it? Is it a sweet shop or variety store or something?
I think it's like a variety store. It gives me like Don Quixote sort of vibes with the amount of stuff that's crammed in there.
Yeah,
Hmm.
just random stuff by the looks of it.
Is it Don Quixote?
Um,
I think that's the chain. It always throws me because it's like the Spanish.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You should
But
know.
they co-opted it. Yeah. I'm sure.
Uh,
Okay, you continue while I search.
yeah.
'Cause-
So he gets
yeah.
a job at this variety store, and this is where we start to get the first glimpses of his personality, which is very formal. He's shy
Mm,
but willing to make a change or help people be happy with what's happening. He's a very forward thinking guy and is
even
always thinking about other people.
he's all and like he even
Yeah, take selfies
would
with the
yeah post
customers
with people, which
because
is
everybody loves his top knot.
yeah. It's very period PC. Also, I
Yeah.
love his reason for it. It's just like, nah, I just think it's cool. I like period grammars. That's it.
Yep. Yep. Which he does. And so do all the
Yeah.
ghosts that live in his house.
See, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking it was going to be like a big influence from like all the dead people and
Yeah.
ghosts
No,
around
just
him,
something
but nah,
simple.
he just loves period pieces, which I mean could be associated with, but yeah.
Yeah. I thought
Um,
that top panel is really cute as well, where he's
yeah.
using her handkerchief and it's fresh, got the fresh lavender smell that he likes.
Um, uh, I might have to take back my reference to Don Quixote. Maybe depends on the Don Quixote store, I guess, because some of them are really packed.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
but some of them also do look pretty similar to what you
A
see in
regular variety store.
yeah. But then you get ones that are like next level, crammed full of shit.
So why did they name it Don Quixote?
I'm sure
Anyway,
there's a reason.
anyway, that's a hole I'm not willing to jump down right now. Okay. So the first panel that we get of our essentially our antagonist is the guy down the bottom here. And as soon as I saw that panel, I'm like, this is the bad guy. He's
Yeah,
too, yeah. He's like, I'm the popular guy. And as soon as I saw
yeah.
that hand, oh my god, that hand coming out of the shadows and just grabs her arm.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay.
It's like the
That's
epitome
how
of
it
like
is.
that toxic masculinity and just
Yeah.
thinking he deserves her time just because of who he is and just
Yeah.
an all-round gross human being, really.
Yeah, he's got a real gross vibe to him.
Mm. Which he
Very
kind of
aggressive.
leaks to the rest of the store members as well.
I love the fact that he's taller than the door.
Yeah, that really does put it in perspective how tall he is. Like you get
Yeah.
it in the first panel, and even like when he's standing next to others, you don't really get it, except for like this one down here, actually.
Yeah.
But you don't.
But normally
It's
all
not.
the angles are taken from underneath or above. They're not dead on like that one.
But also because, and I know this is gonna sound weird, but because door frames are standardized, usually it gives you a better point of reference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
I
she could
think
be like really short for all we know.
Yeah,
She's not.
but
She's average height, but
yeah, I think Japanese doors are technically a smaller size than what we're used to. Our doors keep getting bigger.
yeah, true. I don't
Like
know why I looked at my door. My house is built in the 50s.
I walked through some display homes recently, and the doors on those are like 9 foot high. They just
Jesus.
like these monster freaking doors. I'm just like, why do you need a door that big? Anyway, let us digress.
We're doing a lot of digressing and side questing
Yes,
today.
yes. Yeah. So what we see here is that we've got another bullying motion happening with that toxic masculinity, layering it over the top.
I love this dude's design, by the way.
Oh no,
The dude
I
with the
thought it
giant
was his
nostrils.
eyes. I thought it was his eyes, and it took me a couple of panels to realize that it's actually his nostrils.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
and the fact that the rest of him just looks normal, except for those nostrils.
They're so obscene.
Just looks like a regular business guy, and I'm like, oh, is he a weird alien guy? Nope. Nope.
No, I did the same, but then I was like, hang on a minute. No, that's definitely his nostrils.
Yeah.
And now I just can't unsee it. Like at first I saw it as like alien eyes, like almost like a gray. But yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Now it's all nostril.
And then he tells him to go go night crawling, my boy.
Yeah, oh my god, that's so creepy.
A little bit.
Yeah, through a window. And there's a little description there, an old Japanese custom where a man visits a woman's house at night.
Hopefully with consent.
Yes. I love all the ghosts in this. They're all got such individual personalities and inputs into the main character's life. It's kind of like what's that old
just
movie?
look at the size of his head compared to everyone else. Like in that last panel.
Yeah, he's
a
big,
so big.
Big giant egghead. Yeah, okay. I was trying to think of something, but I've forgotten it now.
Sorry.
No. I didn't have it in the first place. Yeah, this is where we start to get a little bit more background on the character and why he is the way he is, and how straightforward he is with questions and answers, and he doesn't hesitate to be himself anyway through it. And oh my god, as soon as he said, respect for cattle was just like, had me so in stitches.
And it's so like innocent and wholesome.
Yeah.
I kind of relate to this dude a little bit. He's definitely neurospicy. Like his social skills are just
yeah. Especially with the instant I'm going to leave. Goodbye.
Well, it is my time to go.
I take my leave. Yes.
Just no social cues whatsoever. And you're right, it does feel like he just walked out of like those period dramas that he loves so much with the way he speaks and the insane formality.
Yes.
It's like he's just a samurai sumo just walked out of your textbook. I don't know why I said textbook.
They could be in textbooks as well, I guess.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah. But he's encapsulated it really well in the character. But it's also cute.
I'm glad that the localization also captures it very well, because that could have been something easily missed.
They've done a very good job on the translation, keeping everything tight.
There's like I'm probably gonna screw this up. I think there's like there's probably more different levels of formality in Japanese.
At least 3.
At least 3. I think there's more.
Yeah.
I think there's the 3, and then there's like another 3 for business relations as well, which is just insane. They've got like 6 different languages in one.
Nah, it's easy once you learn.
Oh, I don't know.
It's what they say. It's what they say.
Doing
and then
kanji practice at the moment, and it's
and at this point, the young girl that he saved earlier is kind of become attached to him in the sense of like bodyguard, I guess.
Yeah. Well, she's his direct supervisor. She's training him up, so I think there's a sense of responsibility, but not just that. She also lacks him at least 5%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe 2.5. I really, really liked that. So just really quickly, I love that he just like full on karate chops the dude's wrist. He's just like, nah, not having any of that shenaniganry. Time to leave.
Yeah, we're outside of the workplace. Keep it to yourself. Actually,
Well,
inside the workplace. Keep it to yourself.
Yeah. I think the implication in that previous panel here is that he did witness the lead up. He's not just there.
Yeah.
So I think it being the second time that he sees that
it's just not having it.
Forcefulness. He's just like, nah, we're not having any of that. Also, every time it happens, she shudders. I think is a very good indicator that she doesn't want that, and he's very observant. And even though he's oblivious, he's also very observant.
Yeah.
That's why I think he's a bit spicy.
Yes, he doesn't get social cues, but can tell when people feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. Also, the paneling. I really like the paneling of the chop. It was good.
Yeah.
He even chopped the panel.
It's because he's a freaking giant.
He's so big. I didn't really notice it. I didn't really pay that much attention to it when I was reading it, and now that we're looking back on it, I'm like, good lord, he was a giant dude. Like they keep referring to him as chubby, like the bullies. And so I think I was just kind of more focused on the weight side of it because that's what is kind of more portrayed. But yeah, good lord, big man.
I just love the fact that they've been running all that time, right? But at some point they had to stop and put their shoes on.
Huh, yeah. I guess they walked really briskly and put their shoes on really quickly.
At the same time while he was pulling her along.
Yeah. Yeah, so at what point did he let go of her to put their shoes on?
Yeah. And then grab her again.
It's alright, don't think about it.
No. Don't think about that.
But we get a confession at like page 30, which was so cool.
Yeah. He doesn't he takes his friend's advice and he goes for it. Like, what do you got to lose, right? Isn't that
and then he's just like, you know what? I hope you forgive me. A friend of mine expressed his passed along this message to me and told me I would regret it if I didn't say this. If you don't feel the same way, that's cool. In no like I'm extrapolating a bit, but yeah, like in 2 panels, he basically says, "If you don't feel the same way, that's cool." Like really mature adult
Yeah,
mentality, which is really nice and refreshing to see.
I love the response though.
Yeah, no, it was great. No, I like you too, but maybe only like this much. So let's start as friends. um, and then the bully devises a new plan to get him after he finds out that he lives in a haunted house. And I want to know how old the boss is.
What do you mean?
Well, because the boss is the one that said he was forbidden to go near the house when he was a kid.
Yeah.
And I guess it has been haunted for quite a while.
Yeah, I'd say it's like a samurai's house, right? It's
True.
been around for
True.
a very long time.
Yeah.
So yes, I imagine when he was a child that house was also standing there, being haunted that period of time too. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna jump ahead though to after the yeah after the house scene.
Do we want to though? We don't want to leave the
Oh,
surprise. I mean, spoiler wise, pause the video and go read it if you want. If you know if you don't want any spoilers, or just hang and just get the spoiler.
yeah. Look, it's a cute little read.
Yeah. See, look at the mouth with the tongue. Go back. Go.
Yeah, I know it's
Yeah.
a mouth, but he can have 2 mouths.
But it's not a mouth; it's a nose.
It's no. They grows
Yeah.
they grows yokai ghosts. It can be whatever the hell it wants. It doesn't have to be a nose. It clearly
Well,
isn't a nose.
I think it's a
No.
nose.
I can do this. It's a mouth. I have the power.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, continue.
Continue.
did,
Carry
I,
on.
did I go back to far enough? Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So then we get a look at the from the ghost perspectives. He's no longer spending as much time with them. He's not giving them their daily food
Offerings.
rituals, and he's not cleaning their altars and all that sort of stuff anymore because he's too busy with life.
Let's also not forget that I think earlier on in the story, the yokai have been mentioned that they will devour human flesh.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um,
Several times.
but but they don't generally because they've been appeased essentially by. Wait, what was his name? Does he have a name?
Yeah.
They just
Q.
oh yeah they refer to him as Shogun so much that I forgot.
Yeah, no. Well, they call him Q boy.
Oh, it's right there, Q boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that dude's stitched up. I didn't realize his face. Anyway,
I love
so
the
like
classic illustration work on the whiteboard too.
that was so gorgeous. I love that. And so they're worried that they're going to be forgotten. And I think when I could be wrong, so feel free to fact check me. But I from memory, when a spirit is no longer remembered as who they were, like if their shrine goes into disrepair, they end up becoming increasingly more malevolent as time goes on, striking out at people and all of that sort of thing. So that, or they could just disappear entirely. Either
Who
way,
knows?
they don't want that.
No, they just want to devour people.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is a pretty good fix, I guess.
It's one way of doing things.
Little unhinged gremlin.
And I love this split in this. So we jump straight from them hatching a plan to eat people,
Yep,
into the people coming in, turning up for the party. That was an excellent cut, and we
it was
find out why
very well
later.
done. This is why I like the way the spoiler warning came in, because the that cut really got me until they literally revealed the rest of the plan, or the true plan, I should say.
Yeah. I was like, oh, we're finally heading down a dark path now.
Yeah, I was like, oh, we're taking a horror route all of a sudden, are we? Everyone gonna get eaten?
We can only hope.
That food looked really good. Also, I think they were not expecting him to be that good of a cook.
No, and this is the thing. Once again, breaking that concept that all shut-ins are just useless.
Useless, no skills.
Yeah. Not saying that they're not all, that there isn't some out there that like that, but
No, but that is definitely the
mold.
Stereotype.
Yeah.
Like, you look at Welcome to the NHK, you look at Mushoku Tensei.
Yeah.
Those are the only two shut-in things that I can think of at the moment. I know there's more.
Oh yeah, there's lots more.
Yeah.
But most of them are just as is. And this is where we start to see the turning point of two of the bullies leading away from the main bully, and starting to accept him for being just a general all-round good guy.
I don't think he's got his ring in that panel where the other ones are.
No, he doesn't.
Fawning over the food.
He's taking. Oh no, he does. It's just the angle. You need to zoom in.
I know, but it doesn't let me do it on PC for some reason.
Oh, we'll not worry about
it.
Yeah. Yes, delicious food. They eat up, and then he starts going on the warpath, and he's just like accusing him of all this stuff.
Also, they would keep referring to him as an old man. Like, I don't think he's that much older than them.
I don't. Like, it doesn't say, and it's really hard to gauge because he's just a big fella.
I would assume that he is maybe at his latest early 40s, and they're maybe in their early to mid 20s. That's my assumption, which I guess
I was going to say 30s, but
you the younger ones, or him. Yeah, and that's why I said at his latest. I reckon early 40s.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Feature-wise, he looks more of a early 30s kind of guy.
Yeah,
and I'd say the
somewhere
rest of them
somewhere between there.
Uni students,
just because they refer to him as old man.
Yeah,
that's me pushing it as far as I can conceivably push it without it being absurd.
Now, he states here that he's a former shut-in old man. How do they know he's a shut-in? Like, he's never really stated it throughout.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Just one of those little coinky-dink.
I mean,
neither here nor there.
I wonder if Sorry, I just saw Sheena's face for the properly for the first time after he calls him out. I was like, that's really good. I think maybe if they're in a smaller town, word does travel around.
Oh yeah, I guess.
And after hearing where he lived, there could have been stories about a shut-in living in the old haunted building. Maybe, I don't know, but yeah, it's never really stated how everyone knows that he used to be a shut-in.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, they're just assuming because his age and where he's now employed, and just a lot of preconceived notions. Yeah,
Yeah.
assumptions and whatnot.
And after all his crazy raging for no real reason, we get
Boom! Wow, that was really
lights
loud.
turn off.
I love the little
panels
horror here was so good.
Just
I
enough
loved
to
the little
taste.
creepy ghost design that licks him. And then as soon as she's like, "Oh, you need to hurry up and turn the lights back on," I'm like, "She's got no eyes!" I wasn't expecting the bleeding and stuff, or whatever that is, but yeah, that was cool. I liked that.
Yeah. It was so well done. And then
they full on mutilate the dude's nose by just ripping out his bull ring. It was great. He straight up deserved it. But then they were full on gonna nom nom chop chop Lady Sheena as well.
Yes.
Until we get sumo action. Because he used to play sumo with the ghosts, which is interesting because earlier he waves his hand through one of them. So I'm not entirely sure how that works.
I believe it's their choice to be.
Yeah, maybe they can be corporeal.
Yeah. And then we get our nice little backstory here.
Yeah.
About how when he's really angry, he can only say fools.
Baka, 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 baka. I love it. He's so adorable. That was close. I almost spilled water everywhere.
That's not a good choice.
Oh my god, my heart just leapt up through my fucking throat.
Let's sumo wrestle. And then we get our first glimpse of his mum.
Yeah. Who knows that the spirits are there but can't see them. And especially later on, like the last couple of pages, I love his mum so much.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
She would have kicked her brother in the dick for the way that he treated her son.
Yeah, definitely.
Misunderstanding for sure. But yeah. Also, interesting. I wonder if it's their family home or if she married in. Because you would think that he would. Anyway, I'm probably overthinking this one shot a bit too much.
It's because you want so much more.
I know, it's so good. I just want a rom-com with these two.
Living in this house full of ghosts.
Yes! Although I don't know how much staying power or like longevity it could possibly have.
Give me one chunk. 6 chapters.
Yeah, maybe 2. Like the jumbo tunk for like Takopi. That's all I need. It's not the finish of his life. That's all I need. This man deserves a happy ending, damn it.
He does. He gets a happy ending.
Happier ending.
And then, of course, all the ghosts leave after he demands it. And they're like, oh, formidable spiritual energy. We've never encountered such an impressive person. And then they leave. And it's
Praise be to him.
Yeah, so fun that they did that to help impress the friends or the work people.
It's pretty funny that like the bully's like, nah, he set the whole thing up, which he didn't, but the yokai did.
And then we
So
get
they
our full
they full on
backstory.
turn on him and just start beating the shit out of him.
Blood gushing out of his nose.
It was so good. I love the like. I guess he's the Tengu. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he's got wings.
Yeah.
Old man Tengu is just like, nah, what's wrong with the rest of you yokai? We owe everything to this boy and his mum. He deserves a happy life, god damn it. And then we get a flashback within the flashback, which was portrayed
Genius.
with more of like a dot matrix. I was gonna say half tone, but yeah, it's kind of half tony. Where the mum, oh yeah, Kyutaro, that's it. That she's like super proud of him and he's special, and that she knows that she's gonna die, and she hopes that the ghosts can hear her brother, and that she begs them to look after her son when she dies. And my heart just, I was just reading it, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
oh.
It hits you in the feels a bit.
And then they're all like, you want to eat his love interest? You're all cesspools of ghosts. And then they're like, yeah, cesspool pride. So wholesome.
Yeah. Hit all the right points at the right places.
Now, this last panel here, I didn't initially twig on that it was him, and I thought it was Lady
her
Sheena.
pregnant. Yeah.
I thought it was her pregnant too. I was like,
I had to double take it. I looked at it, and then I looked at the panel above. I looked down. I looked at the panel above, and I'm like, no, it's him.
Honestly, it took me getting to here to realize that it wasn't her.
Yeah.
I got so excited for him. And that's pretty much the end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He makes it.
Oh, that also was a really nice touch.
Yeah.
The photo, yeah. And it seems like everything is going forward well for him. With Lady Sheena. That's it. That's all you get. And I was like, no, not enough. Give me more. I need more.
Let's hope we see some more from the artist.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point.
And no doubt that will be a success and talked about.
Oh, the reception in the comments is really positive.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, the lowest rating I've seen someone give it on here is like an 8.8. People talking about how wholesome it is. Yep. Man, the way he was written hits too close to home for me because I'm autistic as hell. It's the second comment. But yeah, I think it's gotten very well received, but almost all of them are like 10 out of 10, perfect. Okay. 5 million out of 10 feels like Fujimoto's one shot, but with another kind of weirdness. This humble one finds exquisite satisfaction from this. So yeah, I hope that this propels their
career
career.
forwards.
Yeah,
Yes,
I broke on career.
No, that's right. I knew where you were heading.
Thanks. I'm going
Always
to
here with your rope.
Wait, is it Yamachi? Just seeing what else they've done on Manga Decks before we peace out. Cool, that's their first published work.
That is amazing.
What a banger of the first. Yeah. Cool. I am looking forward to see more from this person. Yamachi Tomohiro.
Nice.
Yeah. Hopefully they can continue forward. I don't know what this was.
It was something. It'd be nice if Jump were to endorse some more short form factor environment stuff, like Shibatarian and Takopi is Shibatarian.
Shibatarian was a bit longer than Takopi, though.
Well, yeah, it was, but it was still pretty short.
How many? Because it felt initially it felt like it was going to be significantly shorter than it ended up being. Because it's a finished one, I need to be signed in.
How many do you think? Hey.
I reckon it was like 40 chapters.
Yeah, thereabouts.
Yeah,
thereabouts, because they've
got
I was going to say it was
closer to
technically 36, but they've
they've
got additional chapters here and there.
I was thinking it was actually going to be closer to 50, but
yeah.
Because Takopi's only like 12, right?
Yeah, but they were longer.
16. My bad. Pardon me. Yeah, they were on 30, roughly, I think.
I would just like to see some more.
Yeah.
Beginning, middle, end stuff,
as opposed to like 200 plus chapters.
Yeah, we don't need everything to run forever. We don't need everything to run forever. I know they love their IPs and all that sort of stuff, but use those volume titles to endorse more creativity and more interesting things to happen. Or do a Star Wars, create a universe and just let people dabble in it. You know? Let one-shotters just one-shot in there all day long.
Well, I mean, they have done some kind of work like that. Mainly, like, I guess you could say like My Hero with vigilantes. But I was thinking more One Piece with the Sanji chapters by the Food Wars guys. Then there was also the redrawing chapters that they did, like Boichi and a couple of others came in to do. It's a bit different, I know, but that's the closest that I could think of. Like 2 examples, really. Like,
I'm an ideas guy. I'm not a doing guy, so.
Like, yeah, there's not really a lot that either A, have a successful spin-off, or B, have other people dabbling in the world that someone else has made. Like, there's probably a handful total. I don't know how many there are. Yeah. Yes. Go check out Magical Girl and Narco Wars. Go check out God of Time. Yep. Is it Time God? God of Time? whatever. Something. If you search that, you'll find it. And what was the other one?
Shannon?
Oh, Ichi the Witch.
Ichi the Witch. Ichi the Witch. Yeah.
That's my current. I like having something that has like a substantial amount of chapters that I can just kind of dip into,
nibble at
and
over a prolonged
until
period of time.
it's gone, and then I'm like, oh, now I feel hollow, and have to do it fucking weekly. It's gonna get to the point again where I'm like reading 30 damn books weekly.
Yeah, that's what it feels like at the moment for me. Every time I'm like, I should really start something new. And then I'm like, catalog of stuff I need to read each week. And I'm just like, or watch and read each week. And I'm just like, I don't have time for life. I need to quit work just so I can keep up with the releases.
I think I'm like 3 chapters behind on Guguga now.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I read it. I hope it doesn't get canned. It was fun. It was fun.
It's got a real nice style to it.
I don't think it will. I think it'll keep going.
Where's it sitting in the rankings? Do you know?
Nope. I do not.
Actually, can you tell me what the difference between hottest and trending is? Is trending the weekly rankings and hottest is like overall?
You're asking a guy who is neither. So I'm really not too sure. Hottest trending.
I feel like that's what it is. So if you look at the rankings section on Manga Plus, if you look at hottest, you've got Boruto, Chainsaw Man, One Piece, Dandadan, Black Clover.
I think it's growth percentage based. So it's that they've picked up a certain percentage of readers.
Because if you look at the trending, we've got O Tier of the Flame being number 1, which is really good news. Ichi the Witch, Magical Girl and Narco Wars, Asura's Verdict, and then the new boxing one that I haven't gotten around to yet.
I
which
gave it
isn't
a read. It's
as new as I thought it is. Wait. Now I'm confused.
It's last week.
Oh wow, they just dropped 14 chapters.
Okay. I haven't read that much. I've read like the first chapter.
Wait, is that all there is? Yeah, I think it is completed. I think they've just brought it over.
Okay.
So this came out on the 22nd, so yeah, like a week ago, but there's 14 chapters, and it looks like it's telling me to subscribe to Plus Max because it's I don't know. Since they shifted to the subscription model and it having tiers where you have to pay like all the money to read the completed works, I've just gotten confused.
Just give us all the money.
Yeah.
Righto.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
I need to stop us.
Thank you. You know what else I forgot to do today? Run the opening again. Yeah, we just keep jumping straight in.
I know. We're just so enthusiastic.
Anyway, thank you again for coming and hanging out with us while we talk shit. We will be here every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you do all the YouTube things to help us with the algorithm gods. Like, comment, subscribe, share, watch time, all of that shit. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
I've been Brad.
Yeah. I've been Logan.
Don't forget to wash your rice.
Oh, yes.